Hello, sweet ornaments. I know it's late. I know it's late. Sorry, I just spent a half an hour sneezing my head off. Did you know, just before we start, did you know sneezing is a spiritual, I'm trying to find the right word, spiritual awakening? Sneezing actually rejuvenates your spirit and soul and the connection that when you sneeze, spirit is very, very strong, and that's why I go into sneezing fits. Yeah, I just sneezed my head off. Did I want to go this late? No, but it happens. And I told you I will always go based on energy. But what I wanted to do tonight, whether you even show up live tonight or watch it on the replay, I want to do a brief reconnect on this morning's show when we had coffee and we talked about nighttime dreams. I'm not going to go into full details because I want to save that for our Zoom meeting with Nadia. Hi, Joe. So glad you're here, sweetheart. Well, I'll be jiggered. Did you need me tonight? I know you did. We've been talking. You and Eve are going to be okay, sweetheart. Um, but based on this morning's energy, this wasn't, you absolutely have to be here live to get this message. I want to give a little small detail of how you can. I know Wing said, you might want to think about how you're wording that. I'm like, okay, all right. So I know Nadia and I are going to schedule a Zoom meeting of how we can meditate and the proper things that we can do. But nobody should be left out in the cold to get to that point. So here are some little things that I want to share with you of what you can do to protect yourself at night. Okay? Now if we want to let the show go and you have questions and by all means we'll absolutely go into that. First and foremost, based on this morning show, the morning coffee, our first daytime show, we talked about what we were doing in our sleep and our dreams, and everybody was fighting a battle and a warfare and growing and ascending and doing all these things. And I kept talking about these are things that you need to start manifesting before you go to sleep. So, without going and waiting for the big Zoom meeting with Nadia, she's going to help us deal with it on that side and the chakra healings and meditating and get rid of all the junk. I want to just give you little bits and pieces of what you can use in the meantime. Okay. So, whether you're already in bed or going to go to bed or you'll catch it on the replay and you'll go to bed tomorrow. So, here's what we're going to do. These are words, affirmation. That's your double edged sword, what you can use. Remember, words are very important. These are things that I want you to do, just basic, just the basic, not detailed. Okay, just the basic. So if you want a better night's sleep, tired of waking up, feeling exhausted, being attacked, these are scratches that I woke up this morning. I deal with it too. I deal with it too. Okay, I had a really rough night. Um, but I'm determined to go to bed tonight and I'm going to clear all that up. In order to do that, these are going to be basic skills that you can do to make sure that you get the most divine, and I said divine clarity of sleep that you could possibly get. Okay, so let's just start with the basic your words and understanding who you are. Okay, so let's say you have a routine of you go into the bedroom and you're getting ready to go to sleep. You have a routine. Everybody washes their face, they brush their teeth, they do all these things, they turn the bed down, maybe they have some wind down time on their little devices. Well, we we leave out the most important thing, and that is divine protection when you go into the subconscious. Okay. Okay, your body may be asleep, but your soul and spirit are off working and dealing with other things in other realms. Okay, so here are some basic techniques that you can just take away temporarily until we can do a full show. When you get ready and you're pulling down the covers and you have turned off all your devices, okay, you've shut all that off, turn all that off. Not only turn it off physically, like you turn the devices off, I want you to spiritually turn it off, because you go to sleep with those thoughts in your head. Whatever you're watching, you may tend to dream about, and it may manifest into your subconscious. You need to pay attention to what you're doing. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, sweetheart. I know it's late. I know it. But I felt the spirit. I just need to give you some little tips before you go to bed tonight. Okay. Most of my audience is on my time, so I know maybe you've gone to bed, maybe you haven't. But at least pick it up tomorrow on the replay. That's fine. But I follow spirit and what the universe tells me. Okay. So you pulled the bed down, everything's done, you're going to go to sleep, you turned off the devices. Okay. Make sure the last thing that you watched on that device is good and healthy for you. Okay. Here's what I recommend. Find a YouTube video that focuses on the megahertz and the meditation and sounds. It could be thunderstorms, it could be rainfall, it could just be the beautiful drums that they play, just spiritual music. Find that. Find your meditation ground. Nadia's going to help us. She's going to do that later. These are just basic things. The last thing that you consciously put into your brain, in your ears, okay, and you absorb, are going to participate in your dreams. So if you can turn off the ugly movie or whatever you're watching that makes your brain go crazy when you go to sleep, if the last thing that you watch is like a war movie or something, well, it can manifest that in your subconscious. It can. So, first of all, what are you going to sleep by? What's the last thing that you saw digitally? Okay. Turn that off and make sure that it's okay and that it sits right with you. Second, no devices, no lights, no nothing. Unless you just feel comfortable doing it in the light, that's fine too. But I'm talking about spiritual light. So here's your next piece of advice. All that's turned off, and now you understand who you are, not only in the human physical water sac that we talked about, but here's the next step. Understand who you are sovereign in the soul and spirit, okay? And what you're about to go do in the astral projection world, if you want to. If you want to. If you don't, we'll get into that in a second. Say, I know I've got to go out and I got to work and I got to do my thing so I can ascend and manifest and bring it to the earth. That's fine if you're willing to do it. So here's what you're going to do. So here's step 2. First, turn off all that bull crap, all the electronics, and whatever you leave off with, make sure that it's good for the spirit. Okay, here's step 2. Step 2, you know who you are, sovereign in the light. Call upon that divine light. Now, here's where it gets a little tricky for some people because they may not agree with our language and lingo. That's okay. You are sovereign. Okay. So what you're going to do is you can close your eyes. You can keep your eyes open. It doesn't, closing your eyes just kind of brings it all grounded and you're not distracted with the outside 3D world. Okay. So when I say close your eyes and everyone's in agreement, it's just what we do, because that 3-dimensional world out there and there's stuff, in your room and lights aren't working, there sounds weird things, maybe it's a cricket in the corner, it doesn't matter. If you can close your eyes and focus on who you are as the divine, you can call on the divine. That opens up that telephone line with the divine, okay? So this is step 2. After you turned it all off, close your eyes, call upon the divine light. Now here's where it gets tricky in what I just said. Who is your divine light to you? Now, this can get hairy, meaning I believe him, her, he, she, it, they. I am not getting into a pronoun war. We have enough of that down here, and that's bullshit. Creator source is both masculine and feminine, okay? That's it. There is no they pronouns. What you identify with. It doesn't matter. Divine masculine, divine feminine are equal. Call upon that creator source. You're calling upon Father and Mother, Abba and Mama. If you feel that that's not complete, then okay. Then go to Christians, our Savior is Jesus. I call upon Jesus. That's fine. I know Muslims call upon Muhammad. That's fine. If you are Buddha, that's fine. If you are Krishna, that's fine. The only thing I never want to hear is you call on Satan and Lucifer and all Beelzebub and all those nasty, 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 ugly names, because that's not divine light. Okay? So eliminate all those bad names. Abba, Mama, Jesus, Muhammad, all of our divinity of the light, of who you call. Maybe you call him Uncle Eddie. I don't know. That'd be funny. Can you imagine? National Lampoon, Uncle Eddie. It's a joke, people. Get with it. It's okay. I'm just trying to get you to ease up a little bit. Just make sure that it's of the divine light. Okay. So we have tiers, just like we do in humanity. That's fine. So you start with creator source, our divinity, and who we call a savior or a prophet or anything that makes you feel comfortable, a leader, a teacher, and somebody that's enlightened. Okay. Then we go there. What's next? Well, you know what's next? Believe it or not, it's not heavenly host and it's not heavenly guides and protectors. It's actually you. You have more clout in heaven than angels because you are, well, we're all divinely created, but we are down here divinely created from our I know this is very confusing, and we're going to go into more of that when we do our Zoom meeting. Please understand, call upon your higher self, do that, and then I want you to break it down into your guardian angels who are assigned to you, okay, because they have a soul contract too. Your protectors, your guides, anything that's of spirit that has been given to you. This is where you can call on those heavenly hosts, even the archangels, and we have Michael and Gabriel and all of them. You know that, our creator has a whole plethora, an army of people that are made. Do you know why they're made? Not only to serve him, but they're made to serve you. Okay. So these are the steps that you need to make sure. Now, are you going to want to do this every night? Well, I can't exactly get those steps, Jen. I don't get it. Who cares? It doesn't matter. But just understand your role in that you're much higher up and much authority than you realize. So what? You don't get them in order. It's okay. I call upon our higher creator source, God, who we call God, Abba, Mother. We did that. Start there. and then work your way down. And if it doesn't go in order, who cares? When I do prayers and cleansing, I don't always get it right. I just go where the energy is. Call upon all the higher selves, your personal higher selves, your guardians, your protectors, your spirit guides, whoever, and that's a whole army of people. They all have different jobs. Some are messengers, some are warriors. Put them in whatever order you feel comfortable. It doesn't change the outcome. It's the fact that you recognize them spiritually. They're going to come in swinging with that sword, okay? So these are steps that I want you to take. I know, Jen, I ain't got all night to do this. I need to go to sleep. I know, but you're going to do it so fast. I'm just breaking it down and making it slower. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm not being nasty and ugly. I'm just saying we do this based on who are we calling, because you need to be consciously aware of who you're calling. Okay? Pat. Absolutely. Pat, absolutely. Call on the Holy Trinity, because you know that. You were raised with it. So was I. I still do it to this day. Call on the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. And add to it. Add to it. Call on the archangels. Call on your guardian angels. Call on your, now that you're ascending and you realize that there is a higher self and you realize that there are off-worlders, call on them too. If you grew up Muslim and you understand that you call out to Allah and then you respect Muhammad, fine, do it. But please understand, there are other people that you can call on too. You still have a higher self. You still have guardian angels. I am not an expert on all the other faiths. Somebody will, oh, I guarantee you they will correct me. Either good or they'll be nasty and ugly. But either way, you do what feels comfortable and what resonates with you. The one thing I do understand and what we do agree on, we all worship the same God. He has many, many names. And yes, I said he. Is there a divine feminine? You're damn straight there is. We're just not there yet. This is part of our ascension process. But learning that there's a divine feminine, I just automatically, I used to say Father, Abba. Now I've started just a routine. This, we're talking about starting a routine. Now I say Father and Mother. I do both. Okay. Some people don't recognize Mother unless it has to do with Terra. And anybody that's just starting, that means Earth, Mother Earth. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're all on different levels and we need to ascend at different levels and different times. That's okay. Okay. I don't want to draw this out. It's supposed to be a quick lesson, but you have to understand, if you don't understand who you're calling on with your words, you could call on the wrong person and it totally screws up the whole purpose. Does that make sense? Make sure that everyone that you call on and who you believe that's divine light is called appropriately. Because if it's attached to something that's negative, okay, you're allowing and giving consent for that negativity to come in. But as long as you know in your heart and your desire those wands, and then you use the swords to express it using tarot terminology, you're only going to allow divine light. Okay? So that was step 2. All right? So you turn everything off, earthly, turn it off, make sure you're on a good frequency. Then you invite the divine light in. You not only invite, you demand, okay? Because you are sovereign and you are made in the image of God. I know that's a Christian term, but you are, okay? You can disagree if you're from a different faith, but I truly believe the energy is there. And I really don't think there is any other faith unless you're satanic, and we rebuke that. You are made in the image of God. Thank you, Wings, for just saying that. He goes, the reason the satanic faith doesn't like you saying that is because that's why he's pissed off. You are higher than him. You are higher than the angels. You're his babies. Okay? You have more clout in heaven than the highest angels. As long as you do right and good for the divine light, you still have more clout. Angels were there to serve you. Why do you think we have guardian angels and protectors, spirit guides? They are there to serve you. Okay? I know this is turning into a whole big old lesson here. But I think we need to, I just go where the energy is, and I think we need to address it. When you call upon your posse, as Nadia so graciously gave us the term, when you call, you better be daggone sure who your posse is. Does that make sense? Okay? So you know your creator source, no matter what you call him, as long as it's not those names. Does that make sense? Okay? It's Abba, it's Mother, it's Father, it's you can call him Allah, you can call him Yahweh. Um, it doesn't matter. Make sure it's of the divine light. We still serve the same God, as long as it doesn't have that asshole's name. Okay? You start speaking in that tongue, you just gave consent for them to come in. Okay? So that was step 2. You call on all of them. What are you going to ask them? Step 3, what are you asking? So now you've got their attention. They're going, okay, what do you need? We're right here. What do you need? Then you're very specific of what you need. Okay. Now, remember this morning we went through everybody's dream state and what we were going through and what we were battling. They're all different, but they're kind of similar too. We're all battling, we're ascending, fighting different spiritual warfare, but for different purposes. Be very specific what you ask for. First and foremost is just divine protection altogether. That's your little white light of cocoon that you wrap yourself in when you want to go to sleep. Okay? That just means you're totally protected no matter what. Enemy, and remember, you don't give consent to the enemy to come in. Be very specific. Your words are your power. Okay? Double-edged sword. And yes, that's Christian scripture. You don't like it? Sorry. I'm not going to apologize. Sorry, not sorry. Now, what you're asking for is that cocoon of white light that you are protected. Now, okay? So now they're standing guard over you and they're watching you and go, okay, we're protecting you. Now, step 4. Be very, is that step 4? Step 3? Step 1? Okay. It's a step. It's late. Sorry, forgive me. Step 1, calling your, okay, turn off the electronics, get rid of the earthly 3-dimensional things. Step 2, call on your higher divinity and call them in. Wrap yourself in the divine light. Next step, what do you need specifically? Now, if you were in the chat this morning, I told you what you needed to do. So based on what we got this morning, some people wake up exhausted. You worked to death. I don't even feel like I slept. Some people are waking up not only with that, but they're waking up with physical scratches, because this was me this morning. Yeah, they got me last night. I do the same thing. I'm not perfect either. We all have to work on this. So this is where you get very specific. Now the divine light has your attention. Now they're over top of you. Now you're very specific. Now, divine light, I ask you for a rejuvenating, restful sleep. I do not want to battle tonight. I just want to wake up and I want to feel good. And I demand it. I declare it. And you manifest it. You just tell them, I'm not doing it tonight. Most likely what's going to happen is you won't remember your dreams. That's the number one symptom. The second part of it is you might remember it, but it's very loving and you had a good interaction, maybe with some past loved ones or somebody that you really want to interact with, that it's a positive. It's like you, instead of going off to war, you went on vacation briefly. Okay. There's a couple of different scenarios that could come with that outcome. But you tell them, I'm not working tonight. I'm not working. Okay. Move on to the next step. I'm not going to count steps because now I've already lost count myself. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Here's your next part. If you're willing to work, we need to get rid of the physical attacks. That's mean you push together even more on that one step where you called on the divine light and protection and that white light cocoon that you put yourself in. Now you say, Archangel Michael and all the heavenly hosts that are in the army of God, whoever you call God, as long as it's of the divine light, you come in here bat shit crazy, swinging that sword, and you get rid of them because I'm tired of this crap. Now, your guardian angel is not there to swing swords. You know what your guardian angel does? And I'll tell you this because I've seen wings do it all the time. Your wings does this. They are the cocoon that wraps, you have the divine light, and then their wings come in, and it's another double layer of the divine light. Your guardian angel is not swinging swords for you. They may pull you out of a burning car if you're in a car accident and that kind of stuff. They are to save you. They are not there to fight in that aspect. I know that's confusing. There are other levels of God's army that do that, and that is Michael. Okay, he's the leader of God's army. I know it is Christian based, but I guarantee you, if you do your research, most faiths still believe that that's, maybe you don't call him Michael, maybe you call him something else. I don't know. I'm just giving you the basics. Those angels of that divine level are there to come out swinging with the sword so you don't have to. So if you're being attacked, get rid of that crap if that's your main problem. I call on my guardian angels to wrap me in a second cocoon layer while I call on the heavenly host of the army to come out and get rid of all this crap. Maybe you've burned sage. Maybe you're doing Palo Santo. Maybe you're doing the oil over your thresholds. Maybe you're pouring salt around your house. Maybe you're doing the four corners. And there are so many things you could be doing. But at the end of the day, you're still human in a water sack. You need to call on them. Okay? So if you're being physically attacked, that's your next step. It's not your job to fight them. You can do your part with your words. I don't give you consent. You did that part. Okay? If they still push their way in like a big bully that they are, you rely on your family and your posse to get rid of them. That is not your job. Okay? Now, I know I heard your wings. He goes, okay, well, we could be getting into a higher level. Maybe your house is got too much bad energy and they're still going to attack you and you still don't feel safe. I know. And I'm only going to say this one time, and I'm not going to invade in her privacy on my public channel, but I will tell you this, Victoria, I'm thinking of you. And I've been doing my own thing spiritually for you. And I'm still going to be working with you. It is an issue. But you can control it. No, you do not need a Catholic priest to do it. You don't need holy water. You don't need a silver stake. Silver is very important, but you don't need that. Your words are just enough. The problem is the human brain and the egotistical doubt process that you have carrying around. You say the words, but are you really wearing the armor? When you truly wear the armor, and do you know that true armor doesn't have a back to it because we don't run away. There's no back. There's no need for protection. Stab me in the back. We run towards. I love the aspect of putting it into military terms. Our soldiers wear that flag in the US. I'm just paraphrasing here, okay? Go with it. Our, they wear the flag that flies backwards because we go into the fight. We don't retreat. The flag will never fly backwards. Okay? It's just an analogy that I'm using. Understand what your armor is and who put the armor on you, and know who you are. But you don't need a priest. Okay? Understand if you're being physically attacked, you need to call the right people. And your own self doubt is why it's not working. Okay? That's part of our ascension and growth. Well, Jen, it's not working for me. It's just still not working. Okay. Okay. I'm going to get a little extreme. All right. Let's get a little extreme. These are basics because I can go into tons of details for hours and hours on each step. Okay. Still not working. Are you the only one in the home? Okay. This process of elimination of questions. Are you the only one in the home? Because maybe it's not you. Maybe someone else is manifesting it. Okay. They found a leak into the house, and normally that's through a different soul. No, we're not always going to be on the same level, but you need to protect yourself even against, and that's not nasty and ugly. You need to protect yourself against if you're living with someone that's not on board with how your ascension is working, your cleansing process is going to be with them too. So you cleanse yourself from their energy, but you're still putting divine light around them too because you love them and you want the best for them. But they're just not there yet. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. So some of the exercises, let's just review because I'm not going to go through all of them. We'll be here all night long. So turn off the three-dimensional world. Make sure that when you go to sleep, at least turn off the crazy ugly show or movie or whatever you watched. At least get your vibrations right, get your frequency right. It's not nasty and ugly. And maybe you're just meditating, listening to the ocean. Maybe you're just listening to rain, something to bring your energy down. Okay. Your heart rate, it's physical, spiritually, it's everything. Okay. Get that third eye right. Okay. Once you do that, you call on the divinity. You get your white light of cocoon. Okay. Now you're protected. You don't want the attacks, call on the army. That's not your job. Call on them. These are extreme cases. Like if you have physical attacks, you can do it. You can fight. You can have your little peace, but that's not your job. We're doing good to survive in this three-dimensional world. Call on your higher selves, okay? You called on the divine light to wrap you up. Now, while your guardian angel is wrapping you up and keeping you safe, you call on them to come out swinging swords for you, okay? That'll stop the physical attacks. Remember, at the same time, you give them permission, but you don't give consent to the enemy, okay? But we have other issues. Remember, you told them, I need to sleep. That was another thing. I need to sleep. I'm not doing it tonight. You're not going to remember your dreams. And if you do, they're happy ones. So you got some rest. Is it going to happen in one night, Jen? Nope. You might see a difference. It's not going to solve it in one night. These are practices that we need to embrace every night. Okay? Some people exercise every day, every morning, the same hour. Some people make a protein drink and if you can do that kind of routine, you can make time for a routine for your creator. Because this is spiritual warfare. Okay? Well, it's not working. Well, I've done it for a week. A week. They're beyond space and time. Are you kidding me? If you've been dealing with this all your life and it's rooted, we'll let Nadia handle all the forgiveness meditation and doing all the childhood recovery and cleaning up all the ugliness that's there. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's the blockage. We'll let her handle that. This is just a brief summary of what you can do every night. Hi, Caroline. So just go through your basic steps. I know they sound complicated because I'm very advanced in teaching and explaining what each step is, even though I lost count. Don't care. You don't need to put a number and label on it. Just do the steps. Three-dimensional world gets cut off. No TV, no phone, no tablet, no bright lights, none of that. Turn it off. And at least when you turned it off, find something positive to relax yourself with. Clear your thought process. We're not watching horror flicks, okay? Because you're just asking for trouble. Call on Divine Creator. Call on the Heavenly Host. Divine Cocoon. Divine Personal Protection. Guardian Angels. Heavenly Host, the Warrior Army. Cuts all that attacking. Use your thoughts, your words. Whether you want to work or not. I don't want to work tonight. You want to sleep? Then you tell them. You are your own sovereign being, okay? Remember what I said this morning. They're not in these water sacks. They're beyond space and time. They don't feel pain. They have nothing to worry about. They're just going, what did you need again? They're servants to you by giving orders from the Creator, okay? Creator said, ask and you shall receive. Then by God, ask it. Demand it. Because you are that sovereign and you are so divinely inspired and of the light, okay? So when you do these things, well, Jen, is that going to work? I just said it may take some time. You may find instant gratification. Great. That just means that it wasn't so rough after all. You just had a couple little kinks in the system and you just needed to do that. What's next, Jen? Okay. Let's say you go 3 nights and you don't really see a difference. Pay attention to the wording that you're using. Pay attention to the atmosphere that you're in. Because if it's prayer and meditation and doing that surround cleansing, I know, I just heard you. He said, please remember, there are bonuses to this. Remember how I talk about sage, and I mentioned it earlier, Palo Santo. I use it in incense, but there's wooden sticks that you can use. You can use it in any form as long as that scent and that energy gets rid of negative energy. You have crystals. I have all of the chakra crystals that they use. Rose quartz, beautiful. If you have any of these physical devices that you can touch, what if you don't? I can't afford that, Jen. I don't have any of that. That's okay. Can't pour salt. Can't do the oil. You can't do. I told you if you got vegetable oil, you can cleanse it and do it. It's fine. It's a little something. Bless yourself. No, we're not doing Roman Catholic stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying you're cleansing your own threshold, your own chakras, but you're cleansing your threshold. Everybody's got vegetable oil. Melt some Crisco. I don't care. It's the words and thoughts and the blessings that you put behind it, not the actual thing. I don't care if you've got a shaker of sage that goes on your turkey. Okay? Put it in some water, put it on your stove, and boil it. Let that scent go into the air. But as you're doing it, bless that water, bless that sage. Tell the energy behind it what its job is. Well, Jen, you batshit crazy. Maybe so, but I believe it and I know it works. Okay? There are little things that you can do, but at the end of the day, you don't need separate products to cleanse yourself and protect yourself. Your own words are your best weapon. Okay? That's your truth. But you have to know your truth. You start doubting yourself, this isn't really going to work. I'll do everything that Jen says, but I don't think this is going to work. Here's some oil and here's some sage. Sniff it. Okay, here's a crystal. This ain't going to work. We know it's not going to work. Remember what I said this morning? You have to be open to things. You have to start. No, you're not going to do it right away. Okay? You're not the click of a mouse. You are a human sovereign being. It takes a while. You're an egotistical human being. Maybe if you drip drop it, give me a little bit, give me a baby page, give me a drippy drop. Show me that it's starting to work, and it builds up your faith. We build our faith on different ways. Then you'll get to see it, and then you'll open yourself up a little bit more. Okay? So after you do all these steps, go back and rewind, watch the replay, watch it 100 times, skip through all my bullshit and extend in all the conversation. Okay? I just am very thorough, just like when I read tarot. I know y'all want quick answers. No, I don't work that way. I take my time because I want you to understand what you're seeing, what you're feeling, and what the spirit is. If you're not feeling and resonating with the energy, why am I even here? Okay? These are steps that I want. You've got a replay button. You've got to rewind. Go, just do it again, because I'll keep repeating if you need me to. But these are the steps that I want you to do. Okay? Here's where you get to see how it works. Remember, I talked about maybe 1 or 2, 3 days, and you'll start to see a little bit of drippy drops, baby pages. Well, there's some truth there to it. Okay, I was a little bit more rested last night, not so achy this morning. Woke up with no scratches. I'm okay. Here's another way. How quickly are you falling asleep? A lot of us have a hard time falling asleep. Remember that first step, turning off the 3-dimensional tarot world? What are you watching? Get that corrected first, because that does have a lot of influence. Okay. But once you start doing these steps, how quickly are you falling asleep? I don't even remember falling asleep. Well, that's the point. Okay. Hi, sweet Nadia. Joe, everybody that's in here, Deb, I've been paying attention to the chat because that's not where I'm focused. Tonight, I'm really just doing a quick little bit. Nadia and I really want to do a big show on it, that I didn't feel right in my spirit, leaving everybody after this morning's. I'm like, I should give them something. And I just said, surround yourself in the white light of Christ and the divine. But they need a little bit more than that. So that's why I'm on here tonight. I thought, it was bothering me. And that means I wouldn't sleep tonight. You should know at least the itty bitty basics of the steps. And these are itty bitty because they can go so big. Okay. And we'll talk later with Nadia in a Zoom meeting, because of the issues in your past and that forgiveness meditation and all that nasty ugliness energy that still sets and it's rooted in us. We need to get rid of that to be able to do a more of a clarity in the divine light cocoon that we need. Yes, it's very important, but these are basic things that we can start with. That's what I wanted to do tonight. Okay. Not stepping on toes and getting ahead of the game. But I would not be able to sleep tonight if I didn't come on and give you a little bit of hints and techniques that you could start using before we get that scheduled. Okay? All right. Caring. Well, thank you, Deb. But it's my spiritual duty and what I want to do, because it's not right. It's not right to leave you hanging and go, well, you need to do this, and then you wait for Nadia and I, and we do it. Maybe it happens next week. Maybe it's 2 weeks. I don't know. We haven't gotten that far yet. But that means that's that many nights in between me talking to you. That's not just a normal reading night, that I would not be able to sleep. Maybe it's selfish of me, because I'm not going to be able to sleep because you're not sleeping. That's how beautiful I thought this morning was. My personal opinion, but I felt the energy and I thought it was beautiful. But I need to do what's right for my spiritual family and as a collective and a community. And I just want to give you some little tips. Okay. Go back. I'm not going to keep repeating myself. But once you get to that step and you understand who's fighting for you, who's protecting you, who's in charge, who you told was not in charge, what you demanded to be done that night, whether I don't want to work, leave me alone. I would like rest, rejuvenating rest. Or you say, no, I'm willing to work, but could you please reel it in a minute? Thank you, Wings. We have to stop being the King of Cups. We have to stop being the King of Cups. I'll show him to you. The King of Cups. Joe, I hope you don't not mind. I'm going to use you as an example. I was working with Joe earlier, and the King of Cups came up in her reading. And the only thing that I said is, you need to start setting boundaries. You don't even know what it was about. None of your business. I'm just saying. This is what happens. If the King of Cups can be an absolute beautiful card, how convenient. And I've shuffled multiple times since I did this with Miss Joe. Here's the King of Cups. The King of Cups has this long robe on, okay? He hides lots of things under that robe, okay? Lots of secrets. Oh, he's all about messages, giving them, receiving them, and all things. But who can give and receive when all this tidal waves are coming in around him? Because he has no boundaries. There's no ground. You can't even get to him. That's the point. We are the King of Cups. If you don't set your boundaries, okay? I mean, make sure. Most of us are ladies in here, but even the men that watch this later, you set boundaries. You don't get to do that to me because I am the Nine of Pentacles and I am sovereign. Big difference. The reason I looked at it as I was shuffling looking for him, you know who was laying next to him? If you don't set the boundaries, the asshole can come in. Okay? So our sleep issues, our battling issues, our warfare doesn't have to be a bad thing, because remember we talked this morning. They are ascension teaching tools for us to go up, learn, manifest our pentacles, not money, manifesting here on earth. What we learn up there and what we're taught, we bring down here and we manifest and we give it to everybody else. Humanitarian. I know, I saw it. So next one underneath that. Yeah, we're fighting this guy, but we have to set boundaries. If we set boundaries, it takes the war away. And then you're sovereign and independent. Okay? Was that way deeper than what I thought? Yeah, but like I said, I go where the energy takes me. And I was just going to do a few steps, and here's some things you could do. Here's some things you could say. Wow, that went a whole lot deeper. But I liked the energy and I liked where it was going. Now, if I felt that it was more than what you can handle, I probably would have reeled it in and set boundaries. But I don't. I think you already know that. I think most of us were in there this morning. And if not, you saw the replay and you understand what we were talking about. So the tricks of the trade and understanding what you can do before we can get into like really, really deep details with Nadia's meditation and cleansing and doing all that is my version and what I do and what's my job. Okay. You can do the physical cleansing, the sage. We can do all that. We've talked about it. Rewind. Words, your sword, very powerful. Okay. The reason that it's so broad and it keeps bouncing all over the place is because everyone is different. Some people get physically attacked, some people don't. Dragonfly this morning said, I don't even remember my dreams. Big difference. Everybody has different levels. Remember, we're all on different levels of ascension. It's the same thing, okay? So we need to work on an individual basis. In order for me to do that and attack everything in a good form, it just means that I need to address everybody as a whole and as a collective. We can break down individual issues like we did this morning, but overall, it's the same thing. If your thing is being physically attacked, we just need to work harder on making sure that we have God's army behind us, okay? The warriors. So you don't get physically harmed, okay? And the cocoon is wrapped a little bit tighter with more layers. Everyone is different. Well, I don't even remember my dreams. Okay. Well, then we need to work on that third eye, and we need to work on that crown chakra, and we need to clean out all that nasty, ugly energy that's from your past. And we need to work on it. You can't ascend. Nadia will help on that. I'm probably not even using the right words. I apologize, Nadia. But we are a collective, like you said, yeah, a soul family. There's stuff that we need to clean out. We need to clean out the junk so we can start over and get it right. I really just wanted to give some tips of what you can do and signs that you'll see that it's working. Here's some signs that you don't want to hear. Here's some signs that it's not working and it had the negative effect and problems got worse. Now, this is very rare, but it is a possibility. Okay? Your attacks get worse, they're more frequent, they're more vivid, you're more exhausted, it takes a more physical toll on you. Well, Jen, now you're scaring the hell out of me. I don't even want to do this. That's not what I'm talking about. Normally, when that happens, is because all of us are a great threat to the dark side, to the enemy. We are all a threat. The enemy is there to stop us from ascending because once we ascend, he dies. Once we ascend, he has no control. You just need to already get it through your head. He has no control anyway. You've already won. We talked about that this morning. Here's some signs and symptoms that may happen that you're being attacked even 10 times worse. It's because when you started doing it, you already have self-doubt. Well, Jen, that's human. Yes, it is. Then you need to call in reinforcement. Maybe you need to call in me. Maybe you need to call in Nadia. Maybe we just need to do a group chat. It's not working for me. I'm being attacked, and we all get together and we do a cleansing together. Upgrade your cleansing. Upgrade your... It was Caroline this morning. I said, stop doubting yourself because you are who you are. Stop doubting your own worst enemy. That would be a sign that you're not doing it right. You have to know who you are, okay? I'm going to address you as ladies because I think everybody in here is my ladies. But if you're watching on the replay and you're Sean or Chris or one of our guys that's, we do have males in here. They're not very outspoken, and that's okay. It doesn't matter. Please understand you have power and authority, whether you're masculine or feminine. But aren't we great together? And aren't we greater not only with masculine and feminine together as the twin flame? Aren't we greater together as a collective, period? Those celebration contract cards, that's what we're here for. That's why you guys had so much in common this morning. Most of the time I was pulling the same cards. They may have been laid out differently because you're individually dealing with different things at different times, and we understood that. But as a collective, same story. I didn't want to say that, Wings. Don't say that. He goes, what? But it's still the same thing. They'll get it. I don't know. Guardian angels aren't nasty and ugly. They understand. They speak truth. And I know what he meant. I know what he meant. He said same shit, different day. But I totally get what he meant. If someone's really sensitive and got triggered, they may not like what he says. But Wings is me in a divine realm of my sarcasm. We're made identical. Okay? He has my sarcasm. But he's mine. He's assigned to me. So if he says something and I repeat it, don't be one of those people that is so judgmental that says a guardian angel would never say that. Really? Believe me, they have to have some kind of sense of humor and some outlet to put up with us. But yeah, yeah, he does. He doesn't mean it. He's not nasty and ugly. He just matches my sarcasm. If you can put up with me, you can put up with Wings. It'll be all right. Why is my phone blowing up? Who is talking to me? And it's all right if you are. More of a family. Just more family. Beautiful family. Y'all send love to Miss Mary. You guys know her as Lexington Lady. She's been dealing with a lot lately too, and I'm going to work with her, and we're just trying to get her squared away. Love her heart. She lost her husband, so we want to send her good light and blessings and all those beautiful things. So I just saw my phone, and it's on silent, but if my spirit tells me no, you need to look, yeah, we need to look. Because if it were you, I would look. Okay. I'm not going to keep you guys. It's been an hour and it meant, I know it was late, but like I said, I will go where spirit tells me. And I just could not go to sleep myself tonight if I didn't give some tips and pointers. I apologize if I rambled too much and it was too much detail and you have to rewind it 500 times. I just go where energy tells me. Okay. I love you all. And if you have any questions, but at the end of the day, if you follow just those basic steps, and like I said, you start to fall asleep faster. You're wrapped in that divine light cocoon that you have. And you've already, remember, you give the orders because you're the general. So you tell them you're going to go out and protect me so I'm not being physically attacked. You go out and fight the war. You go out and you help cleanse and clear the path so I can remember my dreams, clear my conscious, clear my third eye and all my crown so I can intuitively receive it. You gotta clean all that garbage. Nadia, we're going to work on that with them. Yes, humor is the best boundary. Yeah. Some people understand it and some people don't. That's okay. Some people can't take humor at all. That's kind of sad. That breaks my heart. But once you set those boundaries and you give your orders to your military posse, once you do that, go to sleep and be comfortable. I know I heard you. Wing says, okay, give them a couple of advice pieces if they wake up in the middle of the night. Well, I wake up all the time. All right. Let's say it's not to get up and go pee. Okay. We're not talking about that. It's not because you're thirsty. It's because something interrupted your sleep. Okay. And maybe you feel that it's spiritually off, but you don't need to get up physically out of bed. So here's what you're going to do: catch your breath, reel yourself in, lay there, don't move, don't get uncomfortable unless you just need to readjust to get comfortable. And then I want you to start the process all over again. Well, Jenna, I ain't got time for that. Well, yes, you do, because what are you going to do if you got time to walk the floors at night and just get up at 3 o'clock in the morning for no reason because you can't go to sleep? You got time to lay there and get it right again. Yes, you do. Remember how I get nasty and ugly and a little forceful and I say bullshit? Yes, you do. It's because you don't want to. Yes, you can. If you just need to reset, and you, when you first started doing these, when you first start practicing these things, you're going to do that more often than not. Maybe you do it 4 times a night. Maybe you do it 3 times a night. It's going to go down each time. And then the only thing you need to do is do it once before you go to sleep, and you sleep till morning. Okay? These are things that we need to set into practice. No one gets into shape and loses 50 pounds in one night. Okay? There's your analogy. It doesn't work that way. Remember our worker bee card this morning? It takes work. But you have to be committed. You have to be open to that. And you need to be ready to deal with the consequences. And the consequences don't have to be negative. It just means it's slowing me down. I'm waking up. Now I have more interruptions. It's going to get worse before it gets better. I'm sick of hearing that, Jen. Well, sorry. Welcome to universal fate, because that's what it is. Some may be able to do it once and clear it off and just be done with it. Great, because that means that your burden, that 10 of Wands carrying it on his back, wasn't as heavy as you thought. I'm not saying the more struggle you have, the harder it will be. No, because some people can cleanse it. Some people are, remember, it's so confusing for me to break it down each level because everyone's on a different level. I would literally have to do what I did this morning and break it down individually. And I hope you let me know your progress, because if you're stuck, something happens, or you have a question, if it's not in a chat room, you will personally text me and say, I'm doing what you said, Jen, but I'm stuck here. And this is what's happening. You need to tell me if you want. I'm not demanding it, but if you need help, that's what I'm here for. I started this. We're going to finish it. Okay? I will talk with Nadia and we'll do a bigger show and we'll expand on it. Maybe it's more than one show, but we're going to work on it. Okay? But I could not consciously go to sleep tonight myself without addressing some of these techniques and things and words you can say. Remember, words are very specific. So the people that you call on, you better be daggone specific who you're calling on. Oh, good advice. Wings gave me some good advice. If you've got a loved one that has passed, that is there for you, and you know that they're guarding you and they're in a beautiful place, and their energy is there to protect you, call on them too. I call on all of my past ancestors, any loved one. It just puts them all in one pocket. Maybe it's mama, maybe it's papa, maybe it's grandma, maybe it's a cousin, maybe it's a sister. It doesn't matter. Call on them. I just need your energy down here. I need you to help. Maybe you knew somebody that was, just would come out swinging and had no fear, and that would fight to the death. Maybe you know somebody and they've already passed on. Call on them. Use their name. Their name is still their name there. Okay? Call on them. That is another tool that you can use. So we have this massive list of people and spiritual leaders that you can call on. Do you have to spend an hour calling them all out? No. First of all, call on your creator source. Second of all, call on your guardian angel and the heavenly host. I think that's more important than anything, because they're the ones that, Archangel Michael and all of them, number one, creator source, because creator source gives the orders out to all of them. Creator source is always going to be on your side. You are that child that he, she created. I said he, she for masculine and feminine, not he, she. I don't know the pronoun. I'm binary. Not saying that. Y'all understand. But if you are very specific, maybe you, like I said, you call him Allah, you call him Yahweh, you call him, be very specific. I call him Jesus. I call him Muhammad. I call him Buddha. I call him her. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You do you. But whatever you do, make sure it's not the crap. It is not Satan. It's not Lucifer. It's not Beelzebub. It's not Uncle Eddie. Sorry. I don't know. And I don't care. I don't, that nastiness, your names mean nothing. And they're all lowercase, by the way. They're nothing. Once you know that, you accept it and you say, I'm not even going to repeat it. You're just not, I just say the enemy. You're just not even worth my time. All I know is whatever your name is, you don't have permission to be here. You don't need to spend that much time going through their names, breaking it down. Well, Satan doesn't have permission to be here. Lucifer doesn't have. You don't need to do that because none of them do. And they're crap and they don't have permission. Okay? They couldn't walk through a wet paper bag, let alone through your walls. Okay? They have no power. And once you know that and accept it and go, whatever your name is, but I know in my spirit who the enemy is, and you ain't going to come in here. And if you don't feel that you're comfortable to do it or you just want a little extra backup, then you call on your dudes. That's our posse. Okay? Our posse is a plethora. Big word tonight. Woo! Jen used a big word. Our plethora of our family reunion of our posse. Oh my gosh. That goes on and on and on. Creator all the way down to past loved ones. Okay? That's basically it, guys. I know it's confusing and I go round and round and I repeat and repeat and repeat, but I do it for a reason. Okay? But you got a rewind button or you got a delete button. It doesn't matter. You got an unsubscribe button. If it doesn't resonate and work, that's fine. But that's what I wanted to do tonight. Just give you some little tips of the trade of what you can do and process and maybe. And even if you don't get the order right, and that's too much, Jen, I can't remember that. You write it down. Don't follow it. Do it backwards. It doesn't matter. It's your intent and energy that you put behind it. Maybe start with you, then go to past loved ones, and then work your way up to your creator. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what order you do. I just kind of gave you some tips. Do whatever you feel comfortable with. Oh God, it's not going to work tonight because I forgot somebody. No, it's the intention, energy, vibration. They know. Okay? They're beyond space and time. They know way more than what you do. Okay? No guilt, no shame, no regrets. Power, authority, and understanding you're sovereign. Okay? Can we be in agreement on that? Are there any questions? Hi, Miss Kathy. How you doing? I'm so glad you're much better. It is a beautiful show. I know. It's one of them. It's everybody's on different levels, and that's one of those things that I can't really hone in on specifically unless it's a private reading. But I think in general, overall, we're all on the same path. Hit me up if you have a question. Your path is either more advanced, you need a new step and a new way of doing it, or you're just not even quite sure how to get started because you're just like the baby page. It's okay. There's no shame there. Just reach out and ask, and I will answer any questions that you have. Okay? Absolutely. I mean, it's going to be on YouTube. Rewind it as many times as you need to. Till you break your computer. You're going to be all right. Yeah, Deb, that's fine. Yeah, because there's a whole lot there. There's a whole lot. I mean, we've been on here a little more than an hour, but a lot of it's repetitive. But it's just like me reading the cards. I'm very repetitive because I'm a teacher. And in order for you to learn, that's what you do. I'm a teacher in tarot, but I'm also a child development specialist, and I've taught all my life. That's all I've done is taught babies. That's my job. It always has been, even though I now just teach in my home and you beautiful, wonderful people. That's always been my job. I'm the teacher. I'm lighting my sage because I want to do a quick cleansing before we say goodnight. Does anybody have any questions before I let you go? And it's okay. Don't be ashamed. It's not stupid. I know y'all, I know some of your self doubt that you've got. Y'all need to stop that. I'm afraid to ask. Okay, well, you don't have to ask it here if you're really that embarrassed, but I guarantee you that our family doesn't feel that way. Okay, y'all are wonderful and about reassuring each other that, hey, whatever you need, we're each other's posse too. We're going to back you up no matter. I'm just confused. I don't understand. That's okay. And if you don't feel comfortable putting it in the chat room, look in the description. It has my phone number, it has my personal address. You guys know my email, newbeginningstarot76 at gmail. Leave in the comment, Jen, I need to talk to you privately. I'm trying to go back and catch up on those. You do what you need to do, but do not leave yourself out. Okay? Get over that ego. Okay? I know. Wing said, don't say that. He said, well, no, you can say it, but just be careful how you say it or clarify what you're saying. I was like, nobody cares. It's not that kind of nobody cares. Nobody cares about, you know, I'm having the dream and I went to high school and I'm naked. No one cares. Everyone has that dream. Or maybe we all, maybe we didn't. I don't know. Went off track there. No one cares. We love you. We accept you for who you are and all the issues that you're dealing with, because there's one thing that I do. I bare my soul to you guys all the time. Please understand, bare your soul as much as you need to. That's what we're here for. Okay? Anytime. Anytime. If I need help and it gets to be too much for me because I have my own issues, I will say, I'm going to work on that with you. And then I'll also say, I've got some great resources and people that can help you. And I'll say, maybe we need to talk that as a collective. There's a lot of issues out there that we need to discuss as a collective because it's a collective question. Okay? I don't know. Maybe I was confusing that. Maybe I lost you at naked in high school dreams. I don't know. Maybe. All right. It was humor. Laugh, guys. Ha 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 ha. All right. Be with me in agreement as we cleanse tonight. Like I said, if you have any questions of the steps that I gave you or tips that I gave you, absolutely contact me. Okay? Reach out to each other. I know you guys talk to Nadia. You guys reach out to each other. Reach out to each other. Absolutely. You don't need me. You got this. Be happy to help, but you got this. Be in agreement with me as we cleanse and end and wrap it up and bring it to a close tonight. Okay? You ready? In agreement. Thank you. Thank you, Divine Light and Creator, Mother, Father, all of the names that we have called you, created for you, but who we recognize you to be, and all that you recognize and that you have created, we call upon. That's of the Divine Light. Please wrap us in the protection and guidance and direct us, teach us, get us to understand, but comfort us, give us peace of mind and spirit and soul, that we know that you are in control, and that absolutely in any time, shape, or form that we can call upon you and you will wrap us in that divine light, that we are your babies and you're always going to make sure that we're okay. That you created all the heavenly hosts and your armies and your guardians and everyone that you created for your children, we can call upon at any time, including our brothers and sisters and family members that have passed on or are still living here today. Give us the divine light and energy that we need to call upon one another. Past here, gone there. It doesn't matter. We are all in different realms. We are all in a multiverse, but we all understand that we come from you, our creator source. Thank you, Mother and Father, for bringing us together tonight. Guide us, lead us, direct us, that our dreams in this earthly realm, in this three-dimensional, as we ascend to your higher dimension, that we understand that we are protected, we are guided, We are fulfilling our soul contracts, and nothing can touch us. But we will do what we need to do so we can all meet at your level, Mother and Father. Please guide, direct, teach, protect, do everything that you need, because everything is under your mighty hand. We bless everyone that's in this chat room tonight, and anyone that may come in and watch the replay, or anytime that they see it, may they be blessed by it. May they have the understanding of what I meant and what my heart and desire, my wands and swords that I was putting out tonight. May it manifest in the pentacles that we expect to come. Thank you. Thank you, Creator, Mother, Father, and whoever we call the divine light. Please make sure that that message gets out there, that we do not give consent to anything of the negative and enemy, and their names are not worth repeating, but they do not have consent. So, Father, Mother, you are our judge and our creator to bring us the justice and the boundaries that we are going to set tonight. We are in control and we are sovereign under your creation. So we bless everyone. Let's be in agreement, and amen and amen, and let it be. Amen and amen. I think everybody in here, I can say sister, but just for the benefit of everybody that will watch it on the replay, brothers and sisters, we got to start somewhere. And I needed to give you just a smidge tonight, okay? Just a smidge, okay? All right. Now, as a reminder, tomorrow night, I already put up a notification thumbnail that beautiful Caroline made for me. It's just to remind everybody at 7 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard Time, we are going to get into, you might see me a few minutes early. I don't know. You'll know. You'll know because you'll get your little dingy bell thingy that you do. Yeah, make sure your notifications are on because there's still a lot of people. Thank you, Wings. Yeah, Wings says, remind people that a lot of times the algorithms of YouTube will turn off that you're not subscribed, and they'll turn off your notification. They do it as an algorithm to throw off the balance. Okay. Number one goal they have is to make sure that I never get monetized, because I don't censor myself, and because I'm not monetized, they don't come after me, and because I just give them the spirit of the truth. I'm going to live by that sovereign sword. I don't give a crap if I ever get monetized again. At least I can speak truth and I'm not your slave. But tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, October Global Events and Energies. Okay? So if there's a country, event, or situation that you want going on, if it even goes into personal, that's okay. We run out of events to talk about and you have a personal question or a concern, absolutely have that ready too. But I will see you tomorrow night. And if I wake up in the morning and want to do coffee again with you or tea or whatever you want to do, I may do that too. Just look. Have your little dingy bells on. Okay? As Wayne wants me to do. He said it's new routine and tradition now. Love and light to all of you. I love you. If you need me, you know how to get a hold of me. Okay? Love and light. A little ch-ch. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Blessings. Sweet dreams. And I mean that. Sweet dreams. And rest. Believe it. Manifest it. I love you, darlings. Night-night.